Just it was JP and Hiyao's part 3. Go ahead.
Yeah. I would definitely say that I'm thinking is that a lot of times certain sayings are mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think when we think about being a wise person,
Mm-hmm.
in a way, I do agree with what you say,
Mm-hmm.
but I always hear sayings like a wise person listens.
Mm-hmm.
That does make a lot of sense.
Why does a wise person listen?
To learn.
Because they don't know. Because whatever's conversations going on, they don't know what's happening. They don't understand it. They don't know it. So they're going to listen to it. So they can know what's going on and understand it. So they can understand it, and then they'll know.
Right.
And I think we just got it backwards.
Man.
We got it backwards, man. But, it don't even matter, man. Go ask your friends. Go out, you talk to people at home, and whenever you ask them, what's the order? What's the order?
Well, and to be honest with you, not to be mean to my friends, but I have friends that are conscious, and I have some that just aren't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So even bringing that up is kind of heavy to a lot of people, unfortunately. But that's the way it is. I mean, I sit there and I think right now, because of what's going on in this world, I think I believe that what people and what we should focus on in this day and age is we are heading into, they always talk about the 2012 as in the world, which we know. Anybody with common sense knows that that's not what they were talking about. The Mayans had a bunch of calendars, and they had 5 calendars, and this is just the end of one of the calendars. And it's just talking about how we're going through the age as the Earth travels through the constellations. We're going through the age of Aquarius. Of course, that's common sense, but I think what's happening now is that I think a lot of people, and most of us, really needs to focus up on and I know it's going to sound corny, the spiritual aspect of our life, you know what I'm saying, to get ourselves spiritually, because we're in a spiritual war. And I think that is one of the things that we definitely need to focus on. And I think that a lot of talk about what you were saying, that as you become wise and understanding of what's going on, that you realize is that, hey, we need to really focus on that aspect and to get our spiritual on. Because a lot of stuff that's going on right now in this world is being pushed out there by people who think totally different than us. The people that runs this world, they think totally different. They'll tell you they're Christian and they're Islam, or they study Judaism, or they're Jewish, and they're not. A lot of the people that goes to these Bilderberg meetings, or a lot of the people that's the head of like the IMF, banking, they are in the Hollywood, they're in a lot of places. They have a whole different agenda spiritually than we have. And I think that people are being sort of manipulated by them. And these people worship a whole different being, a whole different spiritual being than we worship.
Sometimes, I used to think, when I read about those things, like years ago, and I got to thinking, maybe because the whole fact of the matter is that, people don't live forever, and things always do change. And maybe somewhere, somehow, I don't know, but maybe they stumbled upon something that a lot of people, just some knowledge or some wisdom, that they stumbled on that they're not sharing, or they don't want to share. And I ain't blaming them, because I know a lot of people, and if they get it, when they have the opportunity to take advantage of something that's weak, they're going to do it. And You know, I'm not gonna say I haven't done it too. I've done my damage and stuff in the world too, but you know, the only thing I can say about all of that stuff is just like, hey, you know what? When you get some people in power and they're doing what they want to do, man, it's just you can't really hate on them, you know, because it's your fault that you're in the position that you're in. You know, it's all of our fault that we're in the position that we're in.
And you're right. And actually, I agree with you wholeheartedly because you're exactly right. I definitely believe that what you're saying 100% is that you are in the position that you're in because of you and because of your thoughts. Yeah. But I also think that when people, you know, there's a guy named Amos Wilson, Dr. Amos Wilson, who died, and he often says this: when we talk about, you know, that we're in the position we're in because of our thoughts, he puts it into a good perspective. He says a lot of Americans say to ourselves, we are free to do what we want to do. And Dr. Amos Wilson puts it beautifully. He said, well, what is it that makes you want to do what you want to do? And what is it that you actually want to do? And when you think about what you want to do, it always benefits the power structure. When you're sitting there focused on sex all the time, when you're focused on money, when you're focused on material gratification, that benefits the power structure. So, in other words, you think you're free to do something, and you're free to do those exact same things that's benefiting the people that you're thinking that you're going against. So, therefore, in that essence, yeah, you're free to do it as long as that you stay in that confine, that you stay in that kind of square, that little box. So going back to what you were saying, yeah. In other words, the reality that we create is our own doing, but it's nudged. We're being pushed into creating a certain reality. But once you break out of that, I mean, you think about something right now. People say you're free to do what you want to do. Okay, you're so free. I tell you what. How about telling the IRS I'm not paying no taxes because I was put on this earth free of any obligations to pay anybody else. Do that. Try to do that and see how free you are.
No, but you don't. But you don't have to pay taxes if you're not working.
You're not supposed to pay taxes if you're not working, but they still send you a slip.
Yeah, I mean, you still gotta file, I guess. But if you're not working, and you still file, I mean, if you say you're not going to file, and not pay pay taxes, you know, that's you know, there's a. I mean, I don't really want to get all into that, but.
Well, I know what you're saying, but all right, I'll tell you this.
A good example. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I give you an example. Let me just make it easier because I know that's a little complicated, so I can't get into that tax thing. All right, another example. If you decided right now, you say, you know what, I don't want to work no more. I want to have a farm. I want to grow my own organic vegetables. I want to fish. And then at that, I want to have a house and not pay no electricity. And I just want to live life off the fruit of the land. Well, you go do that. And right now in the United States, you can't do it in the United States. I think you can still do it in parts of Japan. But in the United States, if you try to grow organic farm in your backyard, which is land that you bought, it's right now, they're making laws to make it illegal to do that. If you decide that you want to live your life off the fruit of the land, they're making laws where you can't do that. So what I'm saying is what I'm really trying to get at. That sounds minor because most of us don't want to do that. Most of us actually want to just be able to go to a store and buy food. But the point that I'm trying to make is that freedom that people cherish so much and that we hold in high regards in the States is really non-existent.
Yeah, it's
That's the point.
yeah, I think what it is, because actually I was thinking about making some videos, but since they're making those little laws now, it's probably too late. But I think what I wanted to say was, I think a real major mistake, like I think it was Booker T. Washington, or one of the guys who made the Peanuts, or I can't think of his
Booker T.
name.
Washington, I think.
Yeah, and he was down south telling people about agriculture and stay into agriculture and stuff like that. And I think it was some people like, I kind of vaguely remember that some people like, well, we just came off the farm. Why are you telling us to go back on the farm? But the whole thing about farming and working with the earth is that you actually learn a lot about the earth, and you run into different materials, how food grows, and all kinds of stuff. And I was just thinking, it would have been nice if back then, a lot of people would have actually took the time to actually learn that stuff and things, because basically we are of the earth, and farming and learning about these fruits and names of them, and what fruits does this, what plants do this, can't do that, and stuff like that. And I mean, that's medicine. You know what I'm saying? That's medicine.
Right. That's right.
There's this. The guy who first made the anesthetics. What is this stuff? The stuff that makes pain go away when you have an operation. What is it called?
Oh, penicillin. The guy made penicillin.
No, not penicillin. It's anesthetic or something.
Anesthesia.
Yeah, something like the anesthetic. An anesthetic, I think it was what it is. Where you get ready to have an operation, they numb your body or something like that.
Oh, anesthesia, yeah. Anesthesia, yeah.
You know who first created that?
Who?
A Japanese guy. And he's out here in Wakayama, his hospital. And it's a place where you can go see it. I got on one of my videos, and I went out there to check it out. And he used plants, and he used his wife as a test. She helped him, so she went blind though. But yeah, he was the first one that made it, man. Japanese dude.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just from these plants, because these plants are really important to us, and that's how you can change people's DNAs and stuff by altering the DNA that's in foods and stuff like that. And like I was just watching that Captain America thing, and they're out trying to make a daytime vampire. You know what I'm saying? A white dude that's like a black dude, but still had that white skin and those white features and stuff like that. And I'm not saying, like all people are racist or anything. I'm not saying that, but it's just really interesting. And then again, like I said, on those people, those doctors, that are white, they understand that their weaknesses, and they just trying to, find their strengths. And, they doing that through us. I just ran across one of my subs sent me this book about Henrietta Lacks. That's her name. And they end up saying that she got murdered, poisoned or something. But her cells,
What's her name?
Henrietta Lacks.
Okay.
And
Henrietta.
yeah, her cells never dies. They regrow. They grow and grow, and they rejuvenate, and they're alive. Even till she's dead, but her cells are still alive, and they can still survive outside of the body, and that's how they're making. They're using her cells and stuff to fix polio and trying to fight AIDS and all kinds of stuff, man. It's a black woman, So
Her name is Henrietta. Let me look at that. Let me look up on that right now. And I said, that is the first time I've ever heard of this.
Yeah.
Where is she located? Where is this body located at?
Oh no, I think they just got her cells. I don't know what they just said that she was buried in like an unmarked grave a few feet from her mother, who has a marked grave. I don't know. Back then he treated black people like crap and stuff.
Yeah. What's her last name?
Lacks. Lacks.
Lacks.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes we always call Henrietta Lacks.
Yeah,
African, The Immortal Life.
Yeah, that book.
In real life, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks probes deeply into the racial and ethical issues in medicine. Wow.
Yeah, and now they're using her cells to create all this stuff for black women. And, you get a few white people saying black people never contribute nothing, and, their parents could be sick and don't know that they're they're getting healed, with the cells of a black woman and stuff like that, or however it goes.